What's up, everybody? Just bringing people in here. We have a lot to talk about. Cool. All right. So again, this is my second stream. I mean, super new at all this setup and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna kind of run with it as I'm sharing. Daughter is probably screaming in the. Just kind of sharing all this stuff. All right, so we should. All right. Sorry. Now you guys have my attention. All right, so Falcon Winter Soldier episode 3, spoilers ahead. So if you don't want to hear any of the spoilers, I guess just kind of like exit out now. But so this was a super interesting episode, and we'll kind of like break it down in a way. But if you guys are just coming in, again, this is my second live. I'm just mostly gonna be doing lives. I'm never gonna be kind of like editing videos and stuff like that. But if you are a Marvel fan, any kind of fandom, I'll appreciate a like, chat, share, all that kind of good stuff. So so let's kind of break down the Falcon Winter Soldier. And some of you guys in the fandom are actually pretty new to like liking the Falcon and Bucky. So it's pretty awesome to see that. So opening up on episode 3, how can we do this? How can we do this without kind of? Well, we're just gonna go with it, guys. No script. We're just gonna be kind of like flying through it. So episode 3, one of the biggest things that stuck out to me is one of the it's not the opening scene, but it is the scene where John Walker and I always forget his sidekick name, Battlestar. I always have to think of Battlestar Galactica. But anyways, anything that helps. So I guess they have they find some kind of henchman that is pushing some of the side narratives that are going on in the world and going on in this series. So John Walker breaks in with Battlestar and his like little henchman here, finds one of the villains that is doing this little open box room or whatever the case, whatever's going on, the bad guy in the room. John Walker is pretty much saying, hey, we need a translator. One of the things that stuck out to me with that is Captain America never needed a translator. You know what I'm saying? Now, again, I'm not saying being that he's German or it kind of comes off as German, that just stuck out to me. I don't know if that stuck out to you guys, but say in the comments if that stuck out to you. I just thought that was weird that John Walker needed a translator. But anyways, so Battlestar comes over, he translates, and John Walker yells at him, "Do you know who I am?" Or I think the villain spits in his face first and then pushes him against this little pillar and says, "Do you know who I am?" One of the things I thought was very significant about that was like, no, man, nobody knows who you are, man. Just because you hold the shield and wear the uniform does not make you Captain America. Now, America, government, country might have deemed you a Captain America, but that doesn't mean that you are. So this villain that spit in John Walker's face, spitting in his face, is kind of like a symbolism to all of us viewing in that way, but not only us, is kind of multidimensional in that way, is that how people are viewing John Walker from their lenses represented in this man that just spit in his face. Okay, so that was very, very interesting. And following, do you know who I am? John Walker yelling that in the villain's face. He was saying yes, and I don't care. That right there, that's all of us. That's all of us right there. That is literally all of us. So I thought that was very, very interesting. We get the introduction of Zemo, Sharon Carter. That just seeing Zemo back and how well he performed on camera in this episode, as well as his development between Bucky and Sam. I thought that was very, very interesting. So, of course, that is my daughter yelling in the background. A lot of things were said here. Now, again, Power Broker is still being teased. We haven't seen him. And they keep on pushing this saying the Power Broker is watching. And then we finally get to that city, Damaport. I just brain farted. But anyway, it is a very, very key city. And some fandom people might be going crazy because this is a very key city that a lot of mutants, significantly Logan, hung out at. So we got a little bit of a taste of that. But one of the biggest things I actually just wanted to center and talk about in this video or in this live was the ending of Ayo appearing. Now we have Zemo and Sam and Bucky heading to totally forgot where they're heading, but anyways, they're heading into this building. Kind of at the end of the episode, Bucky, before he goes in the building, finds the beads that I'm bad at pronouncing all of a sudden, the Black Panther beads, the Wakanda beads, that Shuri was kind of educating T'Challa on. Anyways, he finds the beads and says, you know what, I'll catch up. He pretty much finds, I think, 2 more others or 3 others, whatever. And pretty much Ayo is revealing herself. Now, we haven't seen Ayo since Civil War, being on Chadwick's left and right. And I think the next time we see her is actually Black Panther and Infinity War. Okay, so Ayo is literally looking at Bucky and saying, where is Zemo? Now, we understood that around this extreme plugins into the Civil War is that last time she saw and heard about Zemo, she killed the king of Wakanda. We know that, okay? Why I wanted to emphasize this more than anything in this video and kind of skipping over a whole bunch of things that happened in this episode is because is Marvel, that is my daughter, she's two. So is Marvel beginning to intertwine the narrative of the late Chadwick Boseman transitioning from that Black Panther to maybe possibly Shuri? Now, we understand that there's a lot of translations in comics about different aspects of Wakanda and different aspects of Black Panther. And there's at one time there was 2 Black Panthers, Shuri and T'Challa, and all these. So I'm in speculation town right now that could it be that Ayo is there on her own accord, or did the king send her there? And if the king sent her, which king? You know, we understand that T'Challa came back at the end of Endgame, but Wakanda has been without a king in a way for 5 years in the blip. So what is going on in Wakanda? What is happening? What is the government and city like in that way? Has the other governments surrounding them kind of intercede in it's all these things that could happen, all these things that my mind go to when I just see her at the end of the Falcon and Winter Soldier. So I know we're going to explore that. I know that we're going to explore that in dialogue and in action, but I really want to know what that is. And if so, one of the things that we can go into speculation town is that Ayo is there on her own accord, And um did Chadwick Boseman or did T'Challa take a back seat when he came back from the blip, being that a new king was in the seat? Was it Shuri? Was it another person? So all these things that we can think about. I think I think I might be in the same ball field, because I want to know how they're going to do that going into Black Panther 2, going into all the future big crossovers of Avengers and whatever the case might be in the next 10 years. How they're going to do that? How are they going to do that? Now, it sucks that, the late Chadwick Boseman had to leave us, because there was so much of the Black Panther and the King of the Dead and all those things that they could have really dug deep on. So I'm not sure how they're going to do that. Now, again, MCU can spin it the way they spin it in their articulation of the universe. But again, don't really know. But that's what I thought was very, very interesting, and it could be saying there with Ayo, pretty much, because this is the thing. If they knew Zemo was free, why wouldn't they send another more important person in the arsenal of Wakanda? You know what I'm saying? Or Black Panther himself. So I thought that was very, very interesting. But guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. If you're watching this on the playback, please like, subscribe, and share, all that kind of good stuff. I know there was a lot of great stuff about this episode, but those are the two things I really wanted to highlight on it. And one of my other theories before I go, and I'm just kind of like put this on the table before I go, is the racism narrative to it. The reason why the old man Cap gave the shield to Sam, the reason why, being under the ice for 70 years, skipping on all or missing all those social injustice that happen, and then in Captain America Winter Soldier having that list, the same list that Bucky has, it's the same notebook of all the things that he had to research on, and Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, all those kind of people were there. Seeing that and then living through it in the time of our current age in the MCU in phase 2, 3, of all the other social injustice that had happened, going into Endgame, having the opportunity to go back and return the stones, staying in that time of Peggy Carter, now living through that social injustice is probably helping out, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, however the case might be, helping that out, helping those narratives out to bring justice. Him showing up on the bench, giving the shield to Sam, because not only is he, you can say this, the most accurate, or the most accurate representation of what America should be, but also giving the shield to Sam and saying, hey, this is not just this type of symbolism that represents America, but this is a symbol of hope and to fight for people, fight the rights for people and freedom for people. So I'll leave that there, and I'll jump on it into the next slide. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about all that was dropped. Again, like I said, like, share, follow, all that kind of good stuff.